The Roswell ship that never crashed. The hidden truth behind America's greatest UFO mystery, ***. In the summer of 1947, something extraordinary happened in the desert near Roswell, New Mexico. The official story was brief and confusing. The U.S. Army Air Forces announced the recovery of a flying disc, only to retract the statement hours later, calling it a weather balloon. But what if the event that sparked the world's most famous UFO mystery didn't involve a crash at all? What if the Roswell incident was never an accident, but a carefully orchestrated exchange? A story too controlled to be a crash. The traditional version of the Roswell story says that rancher Mac Brazel discovered metallic debris scattered across his field after a thunderstorm. The military arrived, collected the wreckage, and the world was told the mystery was solved. Yet, inconsistencies immediately emerged. Eyewitnesses reported seeing strange materials, lightweight metal that couldn't bend or burn. Locals spoke of tiny bodies in silver suits. And the government's quick shift in narrative, from a flying disc to a balloon, raised eyebrows. But deeper within the labyrinth of military secrecy lies another, far stranger possibility. The craft at Roswell didn't crash. It landed, and it wasn't alien technology that fell into our hands. It was given to us. Operation Covenant, the alleged exchange ***. According to several declassified but redacted documents and whistleblower testimonies from former intelligence officers, Roswell may have been the location of a covert meeting between human and non-human entities. The operation, sometimes referred to in leaked files as Covenant, allegedly involved representatives of an extraterrestrial species entering into direct contact with select elements of the U.S. military. Their offer: technology in exchange for cooperation. The crash debris, later displayed to the press, may have been planted as part of the cover-up. Behind the scenes, the real craft, an intact vehicle of unknown origin, was transported to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base under the highest levels of security. It was said to be fully operational. The ship that defied physics. The Roswell ship, according to rumored insider descriptions, was unlike anything humanity had ever built or even imagined. It was a seamless metallic object, smooth to the touch, with no visible seams, bolts, or rivets. Its interior glowed with a faint blue light, and there were no control panels or propulsion systems as we understand them. The walls themselves seemed to respond to touch, like a living machine. Energy readings, if the leaked accounts are to be believed, defied known physics. The craft generated its own gravity field, bending space around it. Decades later, these descriptions eerily resemble reports from classified black projects like the TR-3B Astra, rumored to use reverse-engineered anti-gravity systems. Coincidence or continuation? Why the truth was hidden? If the Roswell ship truly landed by arrangement rather than by accident, the implications would have been world-shattering. Humanity in 1947 was barely entering the atomic age. A confirmed encounter with extraterrestrial intelligence would have upended religion, science, and global power structures overnight. Instead, secrecy became the strategy. President Harry S. Truman allegedly authorized the creation of a super-secret intelligence unit known as Majestic 12, MJ-12. Their task: conceal all evidence of non-human contact and begin the process of technology integration. Documents, leaked decades later, describe MJ-12 as a committee of top scientists, generals, and intelligence officers working outside public oversight. Whether genuine or fabricated, these files detail a chillingly organized effort to manage the alien narrative. From Roswell to reverse engineering. After Roswell, reports of rapid technological leaps began to emerge. Asterisk transistors, first developed by Bell Labs in 1947, appeared mysteriously ahead of their time. Asterisk fiber optics, night vision, and integrated circuits, all technologies credited to the late 1940s and 1950s, aligned suspiciously close to the timeline of Roswell's alleged recovery. Asterisk scientists like Philip Corso, in his controversial book The Day After Roswell, claimed these breakthroughs came directly from back-engineered alien devices. Corso, a U.S. Army intelligence officer, insisted that the so-called wreckage was carefully distributed among major defense contractors to replicate and adapt. The public received only diluted versions of these discoveries, while the true advancements, anti-gravity drives, zero-point energy, and electromagnetic propulsion, remained hidden in black-budget projects, the hangar that holds the secret. One of the most persistent legends connected to the Roswell ship is Hangar 18 at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio. Witnesses over the years, technicians, guards, and former personnel, have spoken of a sealed hangar, accessible only by top clearance officials. Inside, they claim, sits the intact Roswell craft, maintained and occasionally powered for study. A few whistleblowers describe seeing living quarters inside the ship, and even the presence of biological entities suspended in containment units. These stories remain unproven, but their consistency across decades fuels the mystery. A quiet legacy in space. If Roswell was truly the first technological exchange between species, then perhaps the secrets at birth didn't remain earthbound. Whispers in the intelligence community mention projects like Solar Warden, a secret space fleet operating beyond Earth orbit, allegedly using propulsion systems reverse-engineered from the Roswell craft. Unconfirmed reports describe triangular ships patrolling near Mars and the Moon, capable of instantaneous acceleration without visible exhaust. If true, these would be the direct descendants of the ship that never crashed. The disinformation curtain. The U.S. government's strategy toward UFOs and alien technology has always followed the same pattern: deny, ridicule, distract. By pushing the weather balloon explanation and later the crash myth, officials effectively directed attention away from the more dangerous truth, a willing collaboration. Declassified CIA documents from the Cold War even detail psychological operations designed to spread contradictory UFO stories, keeping the public confused and scholars divided. The more outlandish the rumors, the safer the truth remained: modern clues and whistleblowers. In recent years, military insiders such as Luis Elizondo and David Grush have reignited the UFO debate by confirming that non-human craft are being studied in classified facilities. Grush, in his 2023 congressional testimony, spoke of intact craft of non-human origin recovered and hidden for decades. While he did not name Roswell directly, his statements align hauntingly with the theory that some UFOs were never recovered. They were received. The final question. So, did a flying saucer crash in the desert of New Mexico, or did humanity witness its first interplanetary handshake? If the latter is true, the Roswell crash was a story written to protect an even greater secret: the beginning of an alliance that changed the course of human technology forever. The Roswell ship didn't shatter into pieces. It slipped quietly into history, hidden behind hangar doors, wrapped in disinformation, and still humming with energy from the stars. And perhaps, somewhere deep beneath the surface of a base that doesn't exist on any map, it still waits, not as a relic of a crash, but as a gift that humanity was never meant to fully understand.